जैसे ब्रायन ट्रेसी ने एक बार कहा, सफल लोग हमेशा दूसरों की मदद के लिए अवसर की खोज में रहते हैं. Successful people are always looking for opportunities to help others, and with such success, they make their own mark and create their own spotlight. Hi, I am Amitha. Join me weekly as we chat with guests who will inspire and discuss topics that are trending that will help us to achieve our own destiny. आज हम बात करेंगे एक ऐसी हस्ती से जिन्होंने अपने पैशन फॉर परफॉर्मिंग आर्ट्स को यूज़ किया है दूसरों की मदद के लिए. We welcome to the studio the artistic co-director of Savitri Theatre Group, Miss Jasmine Sawant. Hi Jasmine ji, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Amitha. Lovely to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
बहुत
शुक्रिया.
Thank you. I must say कि last year at 2013 I was there at your production The 7 Steps Around the Fire.
जी.
और मैं बहुत इम्प्रेस हो गई थी कि आपकी प्ले ना ही सिर्फ एंटरटेनिंग थी but it was also giving out a social message.
जी बिल्कुल.
Yeah. So that's why I'm really excited to talk to you today about how it all came into being. पर उससे पहले I just want to know a little bit more about you. Because you wear so many hats, actor, producer, director, and ऐसे भी है कि आप general manager हो the award-winning dance academy की संप्रदाय dance creations की. Amazing.
Thank
तो
you.
थोड़ा सा आपके बारे में हमें कुछ बताइए, जैसे कि कहाँ आप पली बड़ी, like when did you come to Canada and what was it all about?
Okay, ज़रूर. तो मेरा जन्म तो गुजरात में हुआ. I was born in Gujarat, but I was a little baby when my parents moved to Mumbai. I grew up in the city of Bombay. It was called Bombay in my time. तो अभी भी वो थोड़ी सी झिझक सी होती है. मैं बम्बई नहीं बोल सकती हूँ when I'm speaking in English. It's always Bombay for me. So
Yeah.
you know, because Bombay University वगैरह. So I grew up there, met my husband, got married, had a kid. Then we moved to the Middle East. Moved to Canada with our children in 1996. A big chunk of a woman's life usually goes raising children.
Very well said. Yes.
It is a very important job, I would say, because that is the next generation of any nation. One of the most important people who sort of guided and molded, whom I would consider my mentor in theatre, is the late Mahendra Joshi. Unfortunately, he passed away very young. But anyone who has met with Mahendra Joshi will tell you that he was brilliant and he personified theatre. He was there. फिर Paresh Rawal ji, फिर Sameer Khakkar, who is still, I think, in the industry.
Yes.
He's there.
Yeah.
Of course, Paresh ji जैसे.
Yeah, he's such a versatile actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
और ऐसे लोगों के साथ it was my good fortune to be working with them, and I was just starting out. I was in my teens. बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला.
Wow.
पर फिर you know, it is जैसे the kind of family background I come from. Girls don't do theatre as a profession.
I was just going to ask, like, आपने कहा luck के बारे में, but I'm sure there were challenges along the way, and you worked hard for it.
Definitely. My father said कि as long as you're under my roof, आप ये नहीं कर सकती. You know, you have to follow what I tell you. अगर आपको theatre करना है तो बेशक आप you can leave home and go away and do something. You know.
Yeah.
So we leave home. You know, this is
hard.
Yeah, no, this is Bombay. You know, we were not in this whole thing of leaving home and going away to follow our passions.
I understand कि यहाँ पर होती है
हो सकता है,
a custom या tradition कि once you grow up you can move out, but I guess it's unheard of.
It's totally
in a place like Mumbai or Bombay. Yes.
And I'm talking about 1970s.
Wow.
No? So,
yes.
When we moved to Saudi Arabia, I got an opportunity. And I've always been supported by my husband. So Nitin is also very passionate about theatre, but again, वो क्या होता है कि हम दोनों अगर theatre करने में बैठ गए तो, you know, theatre doesn't really pay.
I agree. Yeah. It's an unfortunate thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. So you know, we started out with 10 or 12 of us. अभी हम दो बच्चे.
Oh,
We're two of us running the organization, And every year, of course, when things get a bit challenging, I say, why am I doing this? And then I get the answer that it is to continue to ignite this passion for the arts and for theatre in the next generation. Largely, my works try to reflect, women need to be viewed differently from the way they are currently being viewed.
Very excited to hear now about the play that's upcoming. Yes,
Sure.
Dance Like a Man.
Dance Like a Man, yes. 2012 May, I produced Where There Is Will, which was dealing with the patriarchal society that we live in. And so we have a father who is just dictating how his son should lead his life. Again, that is very claustrophobic, and the manipulation that exists, plus the women in his life, how he manipulates them. And so I wanted to present a slice of that, family life. So he's a rich man, but money is not everything.
True, but not a lot of people realize that yet.
जब पैसे होते हैं, but if you don't have the independence to think, to feel, or even to spend the money the way you want, then what is the use of that?
True, you're in your own cage.
Nice to me.
He wasn't exactly nice to me either. And he wasn't in love with me either. If I'd known he had a mistress, I would have left him.
I should have told her years before then.
And it talked about many other issues, but basically it was about the father-son conflict, the husband-wife manipulation. And for last year, the one that you came to see was 7 Steps Around the Fire. That actually did take many of us out of our comfort zone. It talked about the situation of the Hijra community, the transgendered in India. And transgendered यहाँ पर भी है.
Definitely है.
So, you have to understand that at the end of the day, each one of us is human. We have emotions, and we all have this need to be loved. And so that's what the play highlights. And I had the opportunity to play the head Hijra in that.
This is my house! In my house, you respect me! You don't know! You don't know how much we all love you.
What is mainstream is considered normal, right? And so it is our social conditioning कि भाई ये जो है mainstream जो है वो normal है. But the life exists beyond that too.
हाँ, वो हमने ही समझते कि mainstream भी हमने ही create किया है.
Exactly.
Like we have made it. Like so.
Exactly.
Who is watching it?
Yes. So it is difficult to be non-judgmental, truly. But I'm not saying that change can happen overnight. But if each one of us starts thinking about it, reflecting, and being careful in how we conduct ourselves, especially towards others, if we want love and respect, so does the other person. So अगर हम इतना याद रखें, तो it becomes a better place.
Nice, yeah.
So,
और Dance Like a Man हो रही है Mississauga में?
जी बिल्कुल. So now coming to Dance Like a Man, and Dance Like a Man is already in rehearsal. So this time the playwright Mahesh Dattani is here. And
वो खुद आए
वो
हुए
खुद आए हुए. He's already here.
Wow, nice.
And he's providing his directorial vision, which means he's spending several hours in rehearsal.
I'm sure he's been impressed by the last few plays of his that you decided to produce.
Yes, I think so. I don't know.
Well, he's an award-winning director, so that's hats off to you.
Thank you. So
you're making your mark.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. ऐसे जब ऐसे कुछ होता है ना, so you really feel, truly you feel humbled by the whole thing, with the way things work out, जैसे कि on this particular production, I have Mahesh Dattani himself, I have my boss, the artistic director of Sampradaya Dance Creations, Lata Pada ji. She is in the lead character.
Congratulations, Miss Pada. It was an amazing performance there.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel today? You're already a world-renowned dancer. You're amazing. And today we saw a different side of you, the actor side of you. How do you feel?
Well, it's a new experience, a completely new experience. of course, being on stage is something that I'm quite accustomed to, but being an actor is a completely different discipline. Firstly, trying to remember lines and trying to remember the play and then getting into the character. But this particular character really worked for me because it's very much part of my own experience. So I was able to really quite easily fit into it. It's a different medium than dance. So it was a bit terrifying at times.
Well, you did it with so much grace and being so natural. It was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
How can we find out more about your adventurous ventures for the future?
Well, I think you should just keep in touch check our website, because our website always has information on anything that we're up to. And
so could you tell our viewers what that website is?
It's www.sampradaya, SAMPRADAYA.ca.
Thank you very much, and all the best for the remaining tonight.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
I
Amitha.
also have Anand Rajaram, who is an amazing actor. And he's not, जैसे कि Mississauga में, I don't think Anand would have performed in Mississauga because he's usually at Stratford वगैरह.
Bigger platforms.
Yes. So, but I said, नहीं, Mississauga audiences need to see.
Thanks to you, अभी हमको देखने को मिलेगी.
Yes. So he's also part of this production, and then I have two emerging actors.
Okay.
And that is what I usually try to do. Like I try to have the emerging with the established.
Nice.
So the emerging actors have a lot to learn, and the established actors can also learn.
Wow, तो आप ना ही issues tackle करते हैं, लेकिन opportunities भी देते हैं.
I do my best.
That's
yes,
very
that is.
good.
The play is about a couple who are Bharatanatyam dancers.
Oh.
And again, dance is not something a man does in Indian society. It's
That's
not.
true. It's not.
It's not considered
accepted
a very manly thing to do. Yes, and so again, it's a father-son conflict because son wants to dance and the father is against it. But the son chooses to dance. His wife is also a dancer. And then how their life goes through various ups and downs and the challenges they face. Their love for each other, what happens to their love, and what happens to their child, and what happens to their ambitions. So that's what this play is.
Wow, actually it can go beyond just the South Asian culture. I guess we also do see it in Canada too.
Those emotions, those conflicts, those are universal. Husband-wife relationship, father-son, those are, universal.
And I think that's what's the beauty of theater. Like you could have a certain story or a script, but you can always have an analogy to your own life or to your own community. Curiosity थी, like, is there a reason कि आपने Mahesh Dattani की plays को ही use किया? Obviously, it sounds like there's messages in each, but just a curiosity.
Why him?
Yes,
yeah, ये सवाल तो उठता है ना कि this is the third year I'm doing a Dattani play. So Mahesh Dattani's works are written in English. It's not a translation. So that is one of the major reasons why I like to do them. And why English? I mean, I can do other language plays, and I do other language plays. I do Marathi theatre also. We produce, which we just did in September. And I want to produce a Gujarati play.
Nice.
Because I'm from India. I speak several languages. Well, several to nahi, but definitely.
No, लेकिन आप जैसे आपने कहा गुजराती,
Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, English, ये तो है. So why not in these other languages? And each language has its richness. जब हम translate करते हैं ना, तो कुछ ना कुछ तो is lost in translation.
Very true.
So
the essence is lost. Any language.
Many flavors are lost, I feel. And more so because I speak Gujarati, Marathi and Hindi and understand it really well. I know, and I read the English translation, I realize that it is not imparting the same strength. This is my feeling.
Okay.
So Mr. Dattani's plays are written in English. And he's also, I feel, sort of, sort of a connection to him, because he's, first of all, apart from the fact that we are in the same age bracket, he's also, we are like urban phenomena, hum convent school ya preschool, just say he studied in a Jesuit school, I studied in a convent school.
Okay.
So right from kindergarten, we've always been in the English language, so to speak. So we think in English, write in English, dream in English, पर घर पे गुजराती बोली जाती.
Okay.
He also is a Gujarati background, so I guess we have these similarities. तो होता यूँ कि there are two of us inside, For example, my cooking I learned from my grandmother, who spoke only Gujarati. So my cooking terminology is Gujarati, but otherwise I function in English.
Very well.
So,
very interesting.
Yeah, it creates a conflict, but after a while, you learn to enjoy both your identities.
Yes, that's amazing. Like, जैसे कि आपने कहा, you have so many languages. I'm getting mind boggled. Like, how do you do different things in different languages? But I think वो भी एक कला है.
No, definitely it is. Language is a beautiful thing, and then certain languages have such amazing expressions that they are not translatable actually. So to come back to why Mr. Dattani, and that is largely why I feel very connected to his plays.
Congratulations, Mr. Dattani. Your play on stage live at Meadowvale Theatre. How do you feel?
Thank you. Yes, well, it always feels good. There are always opening night nerves to deal with, but I'm very happy with the response. I think the audience was very responsive, and they gave a lot to the actors, so the actors gave them in return, and I think that was a wonderful synergy between audience and performer.
Very well said. I have to ask you, I've been actually watching last couple of years SAWITRI Theatre, the plays they have put up, and inspired by what you have written. I have to ask you, where does your inspiration come from amazing playwright like this?
Well, different things. I think I'm inspired by what I see and what's a part of my world. This play, Dance Like a Man, I wrote this 30 years ago when I was a dancer myself. So my gurus are my inspiration for this play. Although it's fiction, it's all highly dramatized, but the inspiration were my gurus. Yeah.
Do we get to see you dance at some point in the future?
In the future? No way. I mean, I'm old now, and I did dance when I was in my 20s, so maybe I'll have to wait a lifetime to dance again. Yeah.
Amazing. What can we look forward to in the future from you?
Well, I have 3 projects that I'm working on almost back to back in India, and one of the projects is a musical, which I hope will travel to London in England and also come down to Canada. And Jasmine Sawant and we have an ongoing collaboration, so I'm sure we'll do something else together.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a website that our viewers can visit to know more about this other than SAWITRI?
Well, I don't have a personal website, but if they I do have a Facebook page, so they could look me up, and I put all my information on my page.
So there you have it, viewers. It's Mr. Mahesh Dattani. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Then
My pleasure.
I have also worked with Christina Collins, who's directed my previous 2 plays. So the other question that came up was, how is it that someone who is non-Indian is able to direct or design for an Indian play? But what I wanted was a Canadian production.
Okay.
And so that is why I wanted as many different people to come together, because art also doesn't have a language that way. So we came together, and you enjoyed last year's production.
Very well.
That was what I call a Canadian production.
So global.
And with global appeal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is amazing. Like the teenager back in Mumbai who couldn't follow her passion. Okay, said, okay, I'm going to set it aside for a bit, go on with life. And then you were blessed with a family who went ahead and supported you. And as a result, you could follow your passions. And now you're using that to bring people together, not just people who have the same passion like yourself, but people who would like to put out a message. So it's like you have brought the East to the West and taking the West to the East. Like, it's amazing. I'm so happy for you and Savitri Theatre Group.
Thank you.
And if I'm correct, if our viewers want more information, they can go to savitri.ca. Is that correct?
That's right. It is savitri.ca.
CA. Yeah. So SAWITRI.ca. Well, it's been amazing talking to you. I could go on and on talking to you because you're so inspirational and you have this positive energy around you.
Thank you so much. And it's lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
Such a nice, gentle way of, expressing whatever it is. All the questions that you ask. It's lovely.
I think we are making a connection here too.
Yes.
Somewhere along the line, we'll make that connection like you and Mr. Dattani. I look forward, maybe sometime in the future, I get a platform through you.
Sure.
So that's amazing. I had a request for you, Miss Sawant, for our viewers, because you provide a platform to emerging artists. Could you give them a message for some of the aspiring actors out there who are fearful of going outside the norm of our culture and becoming an actor? They have within them, but they're just afraid to explore that. Would you be kind enough to give them a message?
Sure. I mean, it sounds cliched, but I would say follow your passion. But you have to remember that following your passion requires courage, sacrifice, perseverance. So
there you have it, right from Miss Sawant herself. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your journey to the spotlight with us. And we will be watching you and following you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
There we have it, Miss Jasmine Sawant from the Savitri Theatre Group, who tells us we can follow our passions and make our mark. Well, that's a wrap for this week. Thank you for watching us. We will continue to bring you guests who will inspire and talk about trending topics that will help us reach our own spotlight. Until next week, this is Amitha signing off, but with a word of wisdom. If you don't build your own dreams, then someone else will hire you to build their own dreams. So you go ahead and make your own spotlight.